Hey, Virgo, intuitive soul coach here with your April 2023 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. Today we'll dive into the collective energy of Virgo and take a look at all things related to love. Whether you are currently single, perhaps you're partnered up, maybe you're going through a challenging situation, we'll dive into all of the energies. So please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so right away here, you are showing up strong and powerful in the near future. You do have the Moose card, which puts you in a position of power, making big changes, taking action. This is like that Emperor energy. So building upon your stability and being able to come to a place where you're opening up to new ideas, because you do have the padlock showing up here. So you may have closed an idea. Someone may have blocked you. I'm getting here. There could have been just something where it was cut off, severed, tethered, or you weren't investing into a union, a relationship, because you have the not available padlock here. And I do feel like there was a situation that may have been a 10 of swords. It may have been a tower, or you weren't emotionally, physically, or spiritually connecting with someone as you once were. If you are single, you may have felt like there were no options out there, right? But I do see here that there's going to be an exciting situation. It may actually be something that you are remembering of the past. Some of you may be feeling a little bit nostalgic for an old relationship, but ultimately there's a brand new beginning coming in, because you are in this position of power here, Virgo, where you're going to take a step towards your love life in a very, very big way. So if you are single, I sense that a lot of you are working through some difficulties, whether it's in your personal life, your professional life. You are finding solutions to opening yourself up. Again, after maybe heartache, after loss, maybe you're focused on finances, or you're focused on your self-development. You've gone through a big transformation. And I feel here that there may have been something in the past that stirred your excitement, stirred your interest here with the spices, but maybe it didn't go anywhere. Someone may have put the kibosh on that quickly. Someone may have ghosted you, or maybe you let someone off. I don't want to say let someone off the hook, but you may have told this person that you just weren't feeling them. Plain and clear. I feel like you didn't want to waste time, okay? Someone doesn't want to waste time. I'm just getting here a picture of a clock or a watch. Now, someone may wear a watch, whether it's you or whether it's a partner, but I do feel here that there's new energy coming into the mix. Let's dive in and see what this is all about for you. What is this all about? What are you shutting yourself out to? I do feel that what you're doing is, if something isn't working, you're finding solutions to release that from your life. If something isn't working, and it doesn't mean you're cutting off a relationship, some of you may have, but I feel like it can also be limiting beliefs. It can be patterns, habits, self-sabotage even. You're taking a look at those triggers or those behaviors, and you're saying, I need to end that cycle. So doing what you need to do to become more open to receiving love in all different fashions and forms. Let's take a look here. Self-love, relationships, love for family, friends. There's that Six of Cups. So I do sense that you're thinking about something in the past, how it went down, how it happened. When the Six of Cups shows up, it can be a card of nostalgia. Now, I'm trying to think here. I think in April, there may be a Mercury retrograde. I believe so. So sometimes Mercury retrogrades can bring in people from the past, and it may be an energy of contemplation. Maybe you're thinking or even romanticizing the past. Virgo, try not to do that. I know sometimes it can be exciting thinking about the fun that you had with a person, but it's important to remember why it didn't work out or the challenges. Now, of course, if you want to be with someone from the past, you have that opportunity to open yourself up to a new energy. But if you don't have this new energy, it's going to be the same dynamic. It's going to be the same thing that happened in the past, the same cycle, the same never-ending story. Now, for others of you, You may be focused on healing your own inner child, right? You're focused on healing maybe some childhood wounding. You're taking a look at maybe the friendships around you. There's acts of kindness coming in. I'm getting here a second chance at love, whether it's with someone that you're already aware of, that's already in your energy field, or a second chance at opening yourself up after a time of being closed off here, Virgo. So when this padlock shows up, I feel like you have the key here. You may have shut yourself down to something. Someone may have shut you down, or you may have felt rejected, abandoned, neglected in the past, where someone wasn't listening to you or understanding you, and it wounded you. It wounded your inner child. It wounded even a piece of that ego self, but you're taking a look at that, and I feel like you're healing it. Some of you may even be traveling in the month of April, taking a little bit of time for yourself. You may be going to an amusement park or roller skating, mini golfing. You may be traveling with children. Some of you may even have children with a person here that you've cut out of your life, or maybe they didn't show up for you or the children. Please take it as it resonates. A lot of different scenarios coming in with the Six of Cups here because we hold a lot from the past. Let's take a look at the block or the challenge for you, Virgo, in the month of April. What's the challenge or the block? The Emperor. Oh my goodness. That is literally both cards, the Emperor and the Six of Cups, that I was picking up on. They're showing up right away, strong, loud, and clear. So the Emperor is putting you in a position of power. And even though it's not showing up in your current energy because there is a padlock on, you will be in a position of power sooner rather than later. So if some of you feel a little bit stuck to an old, exciting situation and it may be stirring up some emotions, I'm also getting stirring up some drama here. Even though this is about an exciting situation, sometimes people are attached to the excitement of drama, right? The excitement of gossip. And I mean, this could certainly be a strong physical or sexual attraction as well for someone of the past. So it could be where you just keep coming together because of something physical, but I'm getting that you want more than that. You want to be in that position where you take a stand, right? You take a stand. And the challenge can be, with this Emperor showing up in reverse, the challenge can be learning to question the status quo, learning to question, why does this past experience keep replaying in my present? Is someone in your life too dominating, right? Is this person from the past, if there is a person from the past, are they dominating? For a lot of you, it is healing some father wounding, some father dynamics. Even if you were really close with your dad, right? There can still be some power plays, some struggles, some dynamics where some of you may find that you attract someone that's like your father. And it could be that your father was a workaholic, maybe an alcoholic. It could be someone who was emotionally disconnected. I mean, even the good sides as well, but I do feel like that's a struggle, and it could be something that shows up for you in your world. And it's for you to take back your power, learn to question, why is this showing up? How can I heal it? How can I feel it? Because it may surprise you. It may take you by surprise. And that's what this is showing up with as well. It's spicy, right? Spice can be good. Spice can be bad. It depends on your taste buds. But I do feel here that there's an opportunity for you to heal, for you to mend, and for you to be put in this position of power, Virgo. So if you are single, I feel like you are healing through some deep wounded childhood issues, or for others of you, you may be just trying to focus on your own stability, your own life, your own career, things of that nature. For those of you that are in a union, there may be a power struggle, some sort of control, or situations that someone is bringing back in to the union, to the relationship, and it's failing to stay on stable ground because someone hasn't got over the past. Right? And that can be such a joy kill when it comes to relationships, when we don't necessarily forgive, or we can't forget how something turned out, or we can't forget that rejection or that name or that word that person said, or what they did, or how they showed up for us, right? We tend to carry that hurt and breed more and more of it. But I feel like you are opening yourself up to some sort of healing, and you're learning to question the why. What's below you? 10 of Voices. So there's that cutoff, which is the other tarot card that we talked about here. So 10 of Swords is the 10 of Voices here. And what's below you, this is your foundation, is some sort of ending. Whether you felt stabbed in the back or whether you felt this was a graceful ending, it doesn't matter. It was an ending. And endings can be difficult regardless of how graceful they are, right? We can be the one that ends the relationship, but we can feel so deeply. It's not a yes, I'm so excited that this is ending. You still grieve. You still grieve something that once was. And I do feel for a lot of you, even though you may be up out of this energy, you still are taking a look at what worked, what did not, how you contributed, how the person did, right? You growing, you're evaluating, and you are learning from the situations that have been before you. When this Ten of Swords shows up in your foundation, this is about you not giving up. This is about recovery. This is about you coming out of a denial maybe, or a situation that you couldn't understand in the moment while you were going through it. But I feel like there's more understanding here now that you've learned, or now you've stepped aside from it. Okay, let's take a look at what happened in the past. What is going on here? Ooh, right away. Okay. So what do we have for Virgo, please? The Five of Voices, a lot of conflict, a lot of back and forth, arguments, one-upping each other, right? Power struggles. I need to get the last word. No, I do. It's my way. No, it's mine, right? Constantly cutthroat. I'm getting eye for an eye as well. So someone may have done something. And actually, as I said, eye for an eye, it almost looks like these fingers are poking each other's eyes out. So it could have been, definitely power struggles. Based on, there could have even been someone's father involved, or a father-in-law, or someone that was very dominant or paternal, right? There could have been a struggle when it comes to opposing views. Someone didn't see eye to eye. Literally, that's what it comes down to. But really, you were both in that same frequency, that same energy, and that's where the power struggle came in, because it was, again, not seeing eye to eye, or going round and round in circles because you couldn't quite get it through. Now, this can be the card of victory, but it's a win at all costs. Someone doing what they need to do to win, even if it's stepping on toes, right? Even if it's hurting another person. When this Five of Swords shows up, this can be about knowing when to fight, knowing when to walk away, knowing when to choose your battles. Okay, whether you're with this person or whether this is a person that you've cut out. A lot of you have already cut out this person. And you may say, Melissa, this is someone that was, I was married to 5 years ago and it's not even relevant. A lot of times we don't realize that we become accustomed to the beliefs, the conditions, or the emotions left over from our yesterday, even if that yesterday was years ago. And I do feel here for you, Virgo, this Five of Voices, you don't want to constantly be cutthroat, right? You don't want to constantly feel like you're in battle. So you've learned to choose your battles here. And sometimes, though, in order to choose those battles, you decide to shut down. You say, well, if I shut down, we just won't fight. But that's not the answer as well, right? Because you have this padlock. Someone around you may do this as well. They may say, well, I'm just going to shut down. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to communicate with you. I'm going to block you. I'm going to ghost you. Or if you live with this person, they may try to put on a facade or a happy face when really there's something within them that's going on, but they don't want to fight about it because it seems like it does no good, right? Let's take a look and see what you're manifesting. You're definitely manifesting, I'm getting intuitively, some sort of new beginning, whether it's with a person, a new person, a person from the past, whether you are evolving and you're having some breakthroughs yourself. What is coming in here for Virgo? The Lovers. I love it. Making choices from the heart. Gemini energy. This is really, Virgo, about you deciding to do what is best for your heart. Following that bliss, right? When this shows up, this is what you are manifesting, and you want to manifest the type of love that is balanced, that is based on partnership, that is a soul contract, without those trust issues, without disharmony, without being indecisive and going back and forth and back and forth. A lot of you are making a decision to move forward, whatever that means for you. Move forward because there's love here, or because you have enough love in your heart to open yourself up to a new beginning. And that is a huge thing showing up. And as I've been saying in each and every reading, if you check out your other signs, or maybe you watch another sign, your partners, every time I do these bigger readings, such as, career readings, love readings, I always tune into the collective first and see if there's a common theme going on. And for love for April 2023, I mean, of course, each and every sign, there's going to be different energy in the reading, but the overall theme was vulnerability. And it was about letting our guard down, because sometimes we choose to shut ourselves off because we don't want to get hurt again, or we don't want to fight, and we have this padlock. You're not the first sign to have this padlock showing up. Okay. And I feel like it's important to be vulnerable. If some of you have Leo in your chart, if you're dealing with a Leo, or it's in your moon or your rising, that was a very deep reading. You may want to check that out. Even if you're on that Leo cusp, you may resonate with that. What's showing up for you in the near future? There it is. Opening your beautiful heart to love, whether it's self-love, whether it's love in a new situation, a new beginning. Virgo, this is about a soul-quenching renewal. When this Ace of Emotions shows up, Ace of Cups, she's ready. Look at her. She has her heart chakra and her head, her crown to the ethers, to the sky. And some of you may even have recently done some heart chakra meditation or some yoga to open up that heart chakra, or you may have even seen a healer or a seer or an alternative form of therapy to help you heal or mend. It could even be a therapist, a coach, a mentor, anyone. I'm getting someone else, though, may have guided you, whether it was, even the person on YouTube that is talking you through a meditation, right? Or the person on YouTube that is reading your cards. It could be someone that helps you open your heart up in a way that maybe you weren't able to access on your own. But this Ace of Cups is all about an overflowing of emotion. It is about relationships based on, again, that lover's energy of a renewal. There's inspiration here of new beginning. And that's what I was feeling here. And you have this energy of make it or break it. Do you want to invest? Do you want to put your heart and soul into this? You're all in, right? Are you all in, or are you going to sit on the sidelines to avoid getting hurt? Are you going to avoid not playing the game in order to avoid, again, some sort of heartbreak, or avoid getting hit, right? Because we can get hit, we can get knocked down, we could have, so many things happen to us. But this is a huge energy coming up on a collective for the month of April, where we tend to avoid all of those things. This is the time where we need to be more vulnerable than we ever have. So Virgo, new love is showing up here for you, whether it's that appreciation and self-love for yourself, because this can be that relationship with yourself, filling your own cup, especially if you've recently endured some sort of difficult ending. This can be you focusing on you. For others of you, if you want love into your life, whether it's new love or someone from the past. Now, I don't want to hear a bunch of comments saying, Melissa, I don't want anyone from the past. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not saying you have to go with someone from the past here. Absolutely not. But open yourself up and don't become bitter. You have that choice, beautifuls. You have that free will. And I say this over and over, and some of you may be getting sick of it, saying, Melissa, you always say that, because it still always holds true. You can become bitter or better. The choice is yours. You can shut yourself down to love or remain open and vulnerable. And that is one of the greatest acts of courage that you can ever do. Now, what are you feeling? Temperance. You're feeling like it's a long time coming, right? You're feeling like you're trying to stay patient. You're trying to be patient with yourself. You're trying to remain balanced. You're trying to moderate. You're trying to control, self-control that is, but you want to blend the energies here. You want to be able to allow what's coming to you without trying to control, manipulate, or coerce it, right? That can be easier said than done. Sometimes we get a little bit impatient, right? No one likes to hear that word patience or divine timing, right? That can actually cause resistance. And we think, gosh, we don't want to hear divine timing. We want it in our timing, right? Because we're having this human experience and we want what we want. But this is all about you tempering those emotions, especially when you tend to get extreme or someone around you may even have a temper. Now, of course, if there's any sort of violence or domestic abuse, anything of that nature, please end that. Don't go back to that person. That is a major, huge soul lesson. And the lesson within that is, self-respect, walk away, even though it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. And I always question from a very early age. I always question how could someone stay in a relationship that was abusive, that was toxic, right? Because sometimes when they feel that that's all that, they are worth, they've been traumatized themselves, that person doesn't know any difference, and they can be attracted to that situation, that drama, right? That can be all they know. Maybe they've seen their father abuse their mother, or maybe they were abused by their father, or any situation here where it can be not so much exciting, but it can be what they've grown accustomed to. So please, again, go in this direction if that is happening. All right, seek help. Like I said, you don't have to walk that path alone. So how are you feeling? You are feeling like you're trying to be patient. Now, what's showing up in the in the external environment? Brand new beginnings. You're getting this left and right, left and right. Page of inspiration here is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a curious critter, right? Very, very enthusiastic, a little bit wild. You can see the beautiful flames of red and blue hair, and some interesting yoga moves, right? Someone is very flexible, very adaptable, very independent. You have the black cats there as well. And this is about opening yourself up to these exciting new things that await, instead of feeling closed off or feeling like there's nothing out there, nothing available to you. Change that story that you tell yourself, Virgo. If you replay a mental story in your head saying that everybody is going to be this way, or I'm going to fight with everyone, this is constantly going to be my life, my path, I'm going to be this crazy cat lady that has a million cats and is single, right? Whatever your story is, if you want something different, then tell yourself a different story, right? Tell yourself. Be like one of those Goosebump books where at the end you can jump to page 267 and you have a different ending, right? If you want a different ending, then tell yourself a different story. And the Page of Wands showing up here in your environment offers you this new beginning, to be enthusiastic, to be to have fun, to be spontaneous. Someone may be feeling a little bit bored, and if you're feeling bored, then jump into something new, a new energy here, because you have the power, you hold it within you, right? You can shift up that frequency, shift up that story. Page of inspiration, being funny, having fun, going for, taking a class that you never thought you would take, right? Going out there and riding your bike on the path, whatever these things are, right? Have fun doing them. You're going to meet great new people. And if you're looking for love, open yourself up to it. Now let's take a look at the hopes and the fears. What are the hopes and fears for Virgo, please? Hopes and fears for Virgo. Ace of Inspiration. Look at all these new beginnings here. Lovers, you have Ace of Wands. This is the Ace of Inspiration. This is about chasing those dreams. Your hope is that you want to feel desire and passion and feel like you have a new sense of purpose. You want to stay optimistic about your love life. And you want a new beginning that inspires you, and it feels good, and it feels like you're on the same page, and there's not all this back and forth. You want to be able to see eye to eye instead of feeling like it's eye for an eye, right? When this Ace of Wands shows up in your hopes and fears, the fear here is lack of energy, right? It's burnout. It's what if I'm just tired and I'm exhausted from all of the experiences that I've had? What if I don't want to work on myself any longer? That's okay. Throw yourself a little pity party, but dust yourself off and try again. Okay. In order for you to grow, you must go, right? You must go through the challenges, the struggles, the setbacks. This is all about you opening yourself up, opening your mind, making and creating that new story for yourself. And in order to do that, you got to leave behind something of the past. That's in your foundation. You're actually quite good at this. This is a gift. This is a gift. And if you can look at this Ten of Swords as a gift, and some of you are probably cursing me in the comments, Melissa, this is not a gift, right? This isn't something anybody wants to endure. You're right. Nobody wants to endure pain. No one wants to have heartache and loss, but it's part of the human experience. It is part of the human experience. And I talk about this in Leo's reading, where it's important to, if we want to have these things, then we have to know and take the risk that yes, heartache and heartbreak and loss and All of those things are part of this process. But in order for you to create your wish fulfillment, with which you have right here, final outcome, you just had a whole plethora of cards, so I'm excited. We're going to look at them all. This is wish fulfillment. In order for you to attain those wishes, for you to have this new beginning, for you to attract love, for you to heal or mend a situation, whatever your circumstances are, Nine of Cups is about you feeling good, right? You feeling emotionally abundant and happy and content and feeling complete, like you've achieved some beautiful things along the way. You got to commit. You got to take a look at those beliefs, right? Hierophant. This is about you committing to a new set of beliefs. Ones that bring you enthusiasm, optimism, and joy, not ones that hinder and hold you back. Take a look at those traditions. Take a look at those beliefs. Do they stem from childhood? Do they stem from your own father? Do they stem from dominance or control or ego? It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, right? It's duality. We can take a look, and if something is not working, then we have the power, Virgo. You have the power to change your story. What's right behind it? Seven of Inspiration. Break free. Break free from the mold. Break free. Non-conform. Live a life where you take a risk. Take a risk on falling in love. Taking a risk on this new beginning. Take a risk in dating that person that you never thought you would date. Maybe they're outside of your normal zone of what you would date, right? This is about you embracing, falling in love and being able to enjoy all those aspects and not worrying about the tomorrows, not worrying if this relationship is going to withstand the test of time. Even if it does not stand the test of time, enjoy the moments of happiness and bliss that show up from them. Enjoy the challenges as well, the best that you can. And when I say enjoy, I mean learn from those challenges, and then enjoy that they brought growth and that they brought lessons along the way. Because what you have here, your final card in your outcome, is the Magician. The Magician holds the power, right? You don't have to be manipulated by your past. You don't have to fall victim to something of the past. You change your life in this moment. It is your responsibility to heal from something that, yeah, maybe it wasn't fair. Maybe the way it panned out, it didn't feel fair. Maybe you hit your rock bottom. Maybe you went through a relationship mishap that hurt you so bad that it feels impossible to ever open up again. Whatever this is here for you, Virgo, you are the magician and the creator of your life, and you are the one that can manifest your wishes. I mean, these are beautiful cards to have in your outcome. The Hierophant, Seven of Inspiration. Some of you are definitely heading towards a higher level of commitment, a higher level of love. If you're looking for that, you have the power, you hold it. Do you want to keep playing the past and bringing it into the present? Or is it something that you can shut the door on? And that's why we're seeing that padlock. Can you shut the door on something that doesn't need to be brought up or doesn't need to be felt and seen because you've already endured it? That's the definition of, post-traumatic stress, where we bring up a stressful situation of something that's happened in the past and we replay that story over and over in our head. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't, it doesn't matter that happened to us, because it was part of the human experience. But if it is affecting, hindering, and slowing down your progress, you may want to look into that further. All right, let's take a look and get a message from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier, a really big thing coming in here for all of you signs. If you haven't already checked out Saturday's reading of blocks and limitations, those are the collective readings that I put out every Saturday for all signs, all people who feel compelled to watch. I certainly recommend them. Of course, if you feel attracted to them. But they're timeless. And the conversation I had with Spirit basically was about those blocks and limitations, how they hinder us from moving forward and manifesting what we want on our path. So if you find that you are stuck in some of these blocks, you may want to check that out. I'll link it in the description box below. You have a leg up. This is card 34. Some of you may be 34 years old or had a very big life experience happen to you around that age. You may have a life path or a personal year of a 3, 4, or 7 as well. If you want to know more about personal years, I will link it in the description box below, as well as I did do a collective reading on them. on that. So let's take a look here. 34 is all about receiving help. It is about delegating authority, and it's about interdependence. Relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable. There's that magic word we've been hearing over and over. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask and it is given. Beautiful energy. I love this. This literally is what we've been talking about. And I did mention here that there could be someone that gives you a little bit of a leg up, whether it's a healer, a coach, a mentor, maybe it's a book you read or a video that you watch or even a song that you hear on the radio. For some of you that are feeling a little bit blocked or stuck, I am going to read to you the protection message. It may resonate and help you on your journey. Are you always insisting on doing everything yourself? That can be that emperor. The emperor can be very bold and I can do it type of energy, right? Do you have little faith that help will come, convinced that the burden of the world is doomed to remain on your shoulder? Your beliefs about going it alone need to be discarded as they do not serve you at all, Virgo. Let others help you. Yes, it will make you feel vulnerable to admit that you need a helping hand, but to be vulnerable is good, for you have a lesson to learn. Yet you must let someone else assist, that you can't do life all by yourself. Once you shift your expectations, you'll be amazed by how quickly help arrives to give you a leg up. Now, some of you think, I thought this for a long time. I was raised only child and raised where I had to take care of, the people that should be taking care of you. And I had this belief that in order to be strong, that I had to do everything myself, right? And that is actually a fear-based mechanism. It is a mechanism that we learn in order to protect ourselves. But in order to be truly and entirely vulnerable, Virgo, you need to realize that you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to constantly be single and avoid getting into a union or a relationship or a contract, or avoid being too intimate with your partner, or to avoid saying, yes, you want to go out and do this with this person or let them in your life. Right? Because that can be vulnerability. And when you are not used to vulnerability because you've had to do it alone your whole life, it takes a lot of courage to embrace and step into that power. But you have everything you need to manifest what you want. Okay, very beautiful, very powerful. I hope this resonates, beautiful souls. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly does help get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you again for being here. Lots of love.